timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl! Brady has his fifth! 13! 13! Can you believe it?
Hey guys, welcome back to the Locker Room Podcast. I'm your host, Oliver, as always, joined by the mystery man, Sharpy.
Hello.
Now, we're a bit delayed. I've been sick most this week, all this week. But the grind doesn't stop. And obviously it's probably good timing because now we get to review game 3 after the Celtics took a lead. Before I touch on it, what do you think? Do you think it's always a stupid question, but where do you think it went wrong for the Warriors, or do you think that Celtics just thoroughly outplayed them?
Celtics are just too tall for them, really. Like when they go to Robert Williams and Al Horford, they've just got Draymond there, and that's it. Like
Robert Williams was killing him on the killing Draymond on the offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they're getting outboarded heaps. I mean, Kevon Looney plays like 5 minutes of the first quarter, then just doesn't come back in for the rest of the game.
Yeah, which is strange. And then you see people like Stephen A, as much as we hate him, going off about Kuminga and Moody. Now, I get maybe not putting Moody in there, but I feel like Kuminga is a fair point. He's versatile. He can defend somewhat, but at least he's another big body to match up with the Celtics. Do you expect him to get more minutes in the next couple of games, or do you feel like the Warriors are just going to stick to their guns?
No, hopefully, because you got Otto Porter Jr. and B. Elites are out there who are not the greatest players in the world. So I'm hoping Kuminga Kuminga gets more minutes, but Moody, he can defend, but I mean they're not going to the guard spot heaps. So
yeah, and like they've got Poole off the bench and they got Gary Payton as the two guards really off the bench. And then they've got Clay or Wiggins or Curry, one of them with them usually. And then they just got Draymond and B. Elites. And Otto Porter hasn't played bad though. He hasn't been terrible. B. Elites has been targeted when he's on the court. But
yeah,
I actually like Otto Porter, even though he's a Warriors player. He chucks up some ridiculous shots, but actually makes them. But one interesting thing I want your take on, I was so surprised and so annoyed at the same time. After game 2, they released the MVP ladder, and rightfully so, Curry was probably on top. But I think the top 4 players were Warriors players, and then there was one Celtics player at the bottom when the series was tied at 1-1. And second was Jordan Poole, who in the first game scored 9 points off the bench. And then in the second game, he scored 17, but a lot of them were against the second unit in garbage time because they were up like 20. Right now, who do you have? First of all, what do you think about that? And who do you have top 2 in the MVP, finals MVP right now?
Well, it's the NBA, so recency bias is a thing, is a massive thing. So yeah, well, it's pretty stupid to have pull up. I think it's annoying that he was top 2. If he was like 5,
yeah, that's
fair. you could get away with that.
Yeah,
but top 2 is a bit far.
Or because he hit some of those half court shots and went off like Curry. But yeah, I agree. But go on.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna have a top 2, it'd probably be Tatum and Curry.
See, I think as much as I'd love Tatum to be in there, because I've really enjoyed watching him actually pass the ball. Like obviously he's an elite scorer, but his passing is a lot better now. But I would just have Jaylen Brown in there because he's basic. I feel like he's kept the Celtics alive in runs where they've probably looked out of it, and the Warriors are usually coming back or something, and Brown hits a corner 3 or does a big dunk.
Underrated shout would probably be Robert Williams as well.
Yeah.
I think his defending is just on another level.
And he's playing on one leg.
Yeah.
But he got a lot more minutes in that game 3. he had 25 minutes, and I think the other games he had like 16, or I could be wrong, but you didn't see much of him. But I think they've figured out how to play Robert Williams with the smaller lineup of Draymond Green and stuff. But what are your thoughts on what Draymond Green was doing in game 2 and 3 with like Grant Williams, when he basically tackled him and he's just talking all that shit? And do you like it, or do you prefer them just to see them play?
No, it's the finals. You gotta go to that physicality.
I like it, but he's playing on the edge for a technical.
Yeah, that. But I mean, probably should have been
ejected.
He should have been ejected from game 2. I mean, he was chatting shit to the ref and everything after like everything and not getting any techs, which is weird because in the regular season he gets ejected straight away for that.
I was about to say, is it because he's known for doing that? Do you reckon? Because I feel I agree with this. I reckon if you say you got a calm head like say Derek White, that does what Draymond was doing to the referee. I'm not saying that it's biased, but I'm just saying maybe it's because they know what Draymond's like. They give him a bit more of a leash. Whereas if someone calm like a Derek White comes at him with the same intensity, they're probably going to call a technical on him. Do you agree with that, or do you?
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah.
And speaking of Derek White, personally, I had him higher than Jordan Poole in the MVP race after 2 games because they've got the defensive player of the year on their team, and Derek White is the one guarding Curry when they're both on the court.
Yeah.
And he's playing unreal. Is he being your surprise player of the series, or is it someone else?
I mean, he was probably an underappreciated star in the Miami series, but I mean, Grant Williams, like offensive rebounding yesterday, especially was great. Even though he only got 5 boards, he was still a good presence in that Celtics team. So
yeah,
I mean, the Celtics role players are so much better compared to Warriors. I mean, like I said, you got Otto Porter Jr., Bielitsa, Damian Lee, who's just a garbage time specialist. I mean, Iggy should probably get more minutes on the court, even though I don't care if he's 37, but he should be getting more minutes, like over Bielitsa, like it's the finals.
He's going to do something because he actually knows what he's got to do. Not a shot at Bielitsa because I like Bielitsa, but it's not often though that you get say 30 points from Curry and you get a 25-point performance from Clay, who had been playing terrible up to that point, and they still lose. Some people are blaming Wiggins in that, but Wiggins still had 18. I feel like a lot of
pretty poor from 3.
Yeah, a lot of the blame though, it's tough because Draymond never really gets stats, but he up to like halftime, I think he had 0 stats except for 1 steal in like 18 minutes, and then he ended up getting fouled out in the end of the game. I think he's owned up to it on his podcast. He said that he played shit. But I feel like I can't believe I'm going to agree with Stephen A here, but if they want to win another game or the next game, it's down to Steve Kerr and Draymond Green because they can't play Curry 40 minutes. He looked gassed especially when he went down with that. What ended up happening was
So Al Horford, there was a bit of a tussle, and Al Horford dove on his leg, but he was going for the it's not like he did it on purpose. I mean, I don't care what Warriors fans say. Like that's an accident every day.
While we're talking about fans, what do you think about Clay's take on the Celtics fans? Obviously, they were chanting stuff about
Draymond.
Yeah.
Oh, grow up.
Yeah, I was about to say, I dare say Warriors fans have done that before.
Yeah.
I reckon they would have probably. I'm surprised they haven't done it to Smart for when he injured.
Weren't they booing
Curry.
KD the game he came back against them or something?
Yeah, it's the fans. People are gonna swear as long as it's.
I mean, there's been a lot worse stuff happen. Trae Young got spat on, which was disgusting.
What was said about LeBron's son by that Pacers fan? Like, in comparison, that's nothing. I think
It's not like they're like attacking him
yeah.
person. They're just saying fuck you. Like,
I think he's just they're maybe a bit salty after the loss.
yeah. I mean, they were
But
saying it to him when he got ejected, which is funny. But
what was the biggest
okay,
surprise to you though? Was it Warriors blowing out the Celtics in game 2, or the Celtics actually leading the series right now? What's a bigger surprise?
probably the Warriors game too. I mean, look at the way they've played all 3 games.
Mm.
Like in both the losses, like they've just played terrible.
Except for that
So
third quarter, every single game.
yeah. Like they were in front for a
Yeah.
bit, for about a minute and a half, and then they just sucked.
I don't get
I
how
mean,
they can keep performing in third quarters though. Like why is it always a third quarter run? Like
mhm.
it baffles me. But go on, what were you saying?
No, that's all. That's all really. No, they just weren't hitting shots. I think the Celtics stepped up heaps on
Hmm.
defense. You know, their defensive adjustments it's just great to watch.
Yeah. And personally, like, or looking at it, Al Horford and Smart did jack shit in game 2. I think they can. Horford might not have scored actually, or he scored 2 points and Smart scored 2 points. And then game 3, Horford had 11 and Smart had 24. If you're getting 20 points from someone other than Tatum and Brown, I think the Celtics are winning.
Mm.
Personally, I don't think the Warriors are going to win a game on the Celtics court, personally, but I still think it's going to go 6 games. Where do you see? Do you still have Warriors in 7?
More leaning towards Celtics in 6 now.
Oh, come and join the dark side.
But I mean, it would be awesome just to see Tatum and Udoka win a title. I think
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
yeah, it would be. Did you have anything else to touch on for the basketball wise that I'm probably forgetting? I don't think there's anything major.
No, that's about it, really. I think
What did you think about?
game 4 on Saturday.
Yeah, what did you think about Grant Williams? Draymond Green saying to Grant Williams that he wants to be Grant wants to be Draymond, or he's trying to be Draymond. I mean, he's not
And
necessarily wrong, but
yeah, I mean, he's just an undersized forward that does well. I mean, Bruce Brown was doing it for the Nets last year.
yeah, he doesn't get like a great deal of stats. He just does his role. They're the perfect role players, though. They're the players that are hard to find, that are happy with coming off the bench. It's like,
And just putting in the work.
I'm going to bring up an OKC player because I know from best, but it is Kenrich Williams. He knows his role off the bench. It's Grant Williams. It's Bruce Brown. I'm just trying to think of other ones that are in the league that might be available.
Taj Gibson.
He's a starter. What do you mean?
Yeah, those corner threes he hits just better than anything.
But either way, I watched a thing this morning on TikTok, and it was Klay Thompson. It was like if they did a 30 for 30 for Klay. And as much as I don't like the Warriors, it was only like a 2-minute clip, but it kind of makes you just feel good that he's actually out there. Like, obviously we wanted Klay to come back and return because he's good to watch, but I forgot how bad his injuries actually were now. Thinking about what he returned 6 months ago, was it?
Yeah, something like that.
That's pretty ridiculous. And
I still get nervous every time he drives to the basket because I don't want him to do another big injury.
Yeah, it is worrying. Well, I've just lost a horse race that had $1.20 favorite. Came last. That's what you want. Is there anything else that you had for NBA? I think that's everything covered. It's a very short one today. I think we'll go into that time of the week, and then we'll go into some transfer news. Slugs, horsey tips. All right, so Slug's first tip is, oh God, Eagle Farm Race 1, number 5, Metal City. Oh, I don't know how to say that. You'll find it there. Sandown race 7, number 3, Vicinary, and his each way of the day is Sandown race 8, number 7, Sir Callahad. Callahad? Callahad. One of them. And no, I'm going to leave it at that, actually. We'll move on to some transfer news. And obviously, we talked about this last week, and it's probably going to be the man that one that we're going to talk about is Darwin Nunez. Now, obviously, you're a huge fan of him. I've only seen a few highlights. I've seen the highlights and the lowlights. I've seen that his touch doesn't look the best, or his trap of the ball. I could be wrong, but that's what I've seen, and some people have said. I would love Liverpool to get him, but I just think 100 mil is not way too much. I think 70 mil, depending on how much we get from Mane. If we get 40 mil from Mane, I think it's fine. But
That's what the agreed thing is anyway.
For Nunez,
for Mane, it's 40 million. I think that's what Liverpool is standing on.
Has Bayern sent in a second bid for 23.5. Yeah,
I thought it was 35 million.
No, they might have sent another bid in, but I was listening this morning. Their Bayern's second bid was 23.5 million, and the add-ons were 6.5 million. And you know what the add-ons were? Like if he
wins like 3 Ballon d'Ors or something.
3 Ballon d'Ors and 3 Champions Leagues. And it's like, that's just not going to happen.
It's just ridiculous.
But what do you think about, I'm presuming that you think Darwin Nunez is worth 100 bill, and if so, why? And how would he fit with Liverpool?
I mean, it's just the way the market's going nowadays. Like a lot of you got a young talent, like Haaland, Nunez. There was another one, I forgot his name. Anyway, going from that. A person that can score heaps of goals and he's at an age where he can still be like molded sort of into a player that can fit a system, like Klopp's system.
Yeah.
I mean, what he does specifically is he pushes out to the wing, so where the fullbacks are, and he can get in behind them. And because he uses his height, I think he's like 6'2" or something.
Yeah, he's 6'2".
He can bring the ball down well. It's just sort of like you said, it's his first touch that isn't as great, but it's something that can be improved. I think he had 23 goals in the league, in the Portuguese league, and Portuguese league is not not crap. So before people say, oh, it's Portuguese, I mean, Bruno Fernandes came out from there, but
yeah, a lot of good players did come out from there at least. So
and
I get that.
He was like,
oh, sorry, go on.
Top 20 in like take-ons attempted as well. But like, this is a great player, and I think he's going to link up well with Luis Diaz as well,
who's also from that league,
from the Portuguese league. That's because when he was at Benfica, I think he had Rafa on the wing as well with him, not Rafa Benitez.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. And like like another great winger there, another great technical winger. So for a player like him, and he can score goals from range as well. I think he only scored 2 or 3 goals outside the box, but he can also use his athleticism to hold up the ball with his strength, and also to get in behind and score goals. So that's.
Do you think a signing like this would keep the title race close with Man City, obviously, after signing Haaland? Because personally, I feel like City are going to be probably double-digit points ahead next season in the title race. I hope I'm wrong. But do you see this signing possibly a chance to make it a competitive season again for the title, or do you still think City are going to run away with it?
I could see City winning it, but I don't know. Like, Haaland's very injury prone. I mean, that just goes to the medical staff at Dortmund. They're pretty terrible. But I think with Man City's backline as well, I think that can help. That obviously helps them win a lot more games. So yeah, I'd probably see City just winning this, but not by double digits. I see it probably being like 5 points.
Is there any actual City players? Because like I know Gundogan was maybe rumoured to leave. Is there many City players actually tempted to leave, like Sterling, Gundogan? Have you heard anything about that? Because I haven't actually looked too much into it. But
So from what I've read, Sterling is on his last year of his contract and he's willing to just sit it out. Nathan Ake, I think he has been allowed to leave.
yeah, that's fair.
Gundogan, I think he's one of the players that's allowed to leave. I don't know about any incomings at the team, but I mean, obviously besides Haaland, but I don't see anyone else. I mean, Pep probably wants heaps of more people, obviously. I think the Bukayo Saka, Pau Torres, I think they're probably the main things for City. But yeah, the outgoings, it's pretty simple.
What about
and Jesus, Gabriel Jesus.
Oh yeah. What about Lewandowski to Barca? Do you like that fit?
Yeah, but I don't know where they're going to get the money from.
Yeah, true. I don't know what the go is with Barcelona, to be honest. First of all, they're going to need to figure out what the go is with PK and Gavi. But I'd like to see him at Barca. I don't think he'll come to the Premier League. It'd be cool to see Newcastle get some big signings, even though I feel like they're just going to make a bunch of decent signings and then build up the team.
They signed Taggart, I think, or Taggart or whatever. The Southampton centre back. I saw the other day that they were linked with someone. Calvert-Lewin, they were linked with. Højbjerg. That's Sven Botman, the Lille centre back. I think he's also linked with Milan. They're going to get some. I don't know. I think Ekitike.
Yeah. He's one of those young guns as well.
25 million.
Yeah, I've seen a fair bit of stuff about him.
When you get a player like a French under 21 player, that's
promising.
Obviously, because he's French, they're going to get a lot of hype around him and everything. So, yeah, so they're still there, but it's just once you get in a lot of money, they got to start small and build from there. I mean, what I heard from when the takeover was coming up is that they were going to start from the academy down.
Yeah.
And academy then build up from there.
Yeah. Two quick ones. One, do you see De Jong going to Ten Hag's United? Obviously, there's a lot of rumors around that, and it seems like the story's always changing, but do you see it happening?
Yeah, possibly. I think
I'd like to see him in the Prem, but not for United.
I think, yeah, as much as I'd hate that, but Barca need to get some money in. And I think they're willing to lose out on a lot of money than what they could potentially get for him.
Yeah.
So if I'm Barcelona, I'm putting in sell-on clauses, all these other clauses and stuff. Yeah.
Last one.
It'd be sad to see him go, but it'd be good to watch a player like that.
Yeah, definitely. Last one. Where is it? Declan Rice. Is he leaving West Ham, or do you feel like it's just going to be one of those players that they keep trying to get him out until he's got a year left on his contract and then he'll actually leave?
I see him staying this season.
He's always linked to other teams and then it just never happens. And it's like
I think
Harry
it's because
Kane.
He starts for England. That's why. That's probably why his name's going to be thrown around. That's
going to be a good discussion when I can't wait for the World Cup to come about in November. That's going to be fun when the podcast starts around. Podcasts are going around then.
Do you have a lot of stuff? Got the NBA on and everything.
Do you have the World Cup? Do you have a World Cup kit? Do you have an Australia kit or anything?
No, I got a France kit though. I got a Kante jersey.
I might have to get a mystery box international jersey, and just whatever jersey I get in it, I've got to support that team. We have to support that team. I've still got the Burnley one hidden away somewhere, and I'm not getting it
Yeah,
out
probably
since
just hide it forever.
since they got relegated. Actually, yeah, especially since they're going up against Stoke now in the Championship.
Yeah, they're going to be, and bloody Tarkovsky's going to Everton as well.
Yeah, so I think I'll be hiding that away. It's in good condition and it looks good. So if anyone wants to buy it, no, but I think that's everything. Thanks for joining us.
Not too easy.
We'll have a big week next week, I think it is. So it'll be the draft preview because the draft will be the following week. Nerve-wracking times for both of us, even though you're not in the top 10, your pick is still very important.
Just outside. Come on.
Very important. I say very important, but Tibbs is probably not going to play whoever you get anyway. But
we could draft Chet and he'll be coming off the bench for Newlands Noel.
Bataj, you mean? Spoke about how good he was earlier. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Catch.